The lead magnet's pretty cool.
Oh, you haven't even seen it. So we missed you yesterday.
Well, sorry, I had a client fly into town, and all of a sudden had all sorts of wonderful conversations that needed to be had, and only had a window of time. Of course, it's many times when there are other things already on the schedule. So I appreciate the flexibility.
Oh,
But
that's
it
cool. We had
was,
Diana.
well, yeah, no, it's really cool. But again, the um, what it does is obviously what came out of yesterday was fabulous, extremely exciting.
Sweet.
So we'll
That's okay. We
share it.
had Rayanne.
It's good.
She got to play online here.
Very cool.
That's not quite how I imagined it. Oh, wait, that's boom. There we go. Let me see if I can go pull up where your lead magnet is going. So we're down to just 2 sets needed. They finished their 4, 6, so 5/7 of the way done, something like that.
Nice. They're doing a absolutely fabulous job. I've never had any interaction with them prior, but obviously you have, and I can understand why they're a trusted, vetted resource for you. I mean, they're doing just a fabulous job.
That's like your favorite word, huh? Trusted, vetted resource.
Well, I think that that's what it comes down to. Is I think we all end up wanting to know who we go to. Things are so compressed. You know, time is compressed these days. So I want to know who I. I know that's cool. I want to know who I can go to that I can trust, who does a good job. Yeah, they've done the whole thing on the little characters and everything are fabulous.
Summarize frequently. Don't pout. No powders.
I think, like I said, just from what you had sent me and what I've looked at is just amazing.
There's a boat, but it's like a paper boat you put in the street.
I know.
Oh, they're so clever. I didn't even ask for clever. They just
No, I mean
delivered.
they're really again, that's what I said. If when you find resources, um, those are the ones that you want to recommend. You want to help them because they've helped you. You
This
know,
is true. This is
they're
true.
so good at what they do that you want to support them in their activities. That's kind of again what yesterday was about, being able to um, accept a meeting and um, work with somebody who flew into town um, because I'm that trusted, vetted resource to them. So um, again, it's a practice. It's not a I mean, it's not something you do some of the time. It's something that
because
you do
I'm
all of
that
the
trusted
time.
vetted source to them. So um, again, it's a
That's weird. All of a sudden, we're hearing an echo delay.
Oh yeah, no, I was putting on the video so I could share it while you were talking.
Got it.
And it
That was
gave
cool.
me, I can't even find the pause button. I was at least able to find like the be quiet button. Just like give me a moment. Watch party.
I'm glad you have one of those. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've not played with start a watch party in Facebook. Have you done that yet?
No.
I think it's
No.
like where everyone can watch it on a thread or something. It gets a different kind of notification. But I was thinking about playing with it since we're doing all these videos. I don't know. I'll have to test that out one of these days.
So yeah, that looks like so that's a piece for Rayanne there, right? Pain relief
Yeah,
therapy.
that's her.
That's her lead magnet.
That is her lead magnet. And the only thing I was
Nice.
noticing about that, let's see if I can is the pixelization. See, it might be. So she built it in Visme, and I don't know if this is a Visme issue or something, but it came out all slightly pixelated, like old school Photoshop, when
Right.
it gave an automatic. There were no hard lines in Photoshop. Everything had a slight blur to it.
Right.
But in the matter of getting things done, I would prefer it done, and we can always come back and change it out than worrying about, little pieces like that.
Right.
And then yesterday we worked on her ActiveCampaign, and I came back here, I believe, and I finished everything. I've got like 3 windows of ActiveCampaign open. That one's mine with all the templates. But we built her out an indoctrination for a new subscriber. Make sure we're done here. Oh, I was starting on Gain Logic Fear emails. So yeah, we got all the way done with one of our automations. And then one of the things that she was worried about, and I guess I'll come spend a little time on that because I think it's relevant, is you don't have to spend an enormous time making all these brand new automations from scratch. And not just like, oh, I came in and I brought an automation in, but we came in and we edited one of the automations, indoctrination for new subscriber. And this is for someone who's newly coming in. But what about people who already know you? What about past clients? As you set up a brand new CRM, how do you get them to go through the same things that you want them to go through? But obviously indoctrination for new subscribers is not it. So how does she import her old contacts from MailChimp? How does she import lists that she's gotten from doing shows and get them indoctrinated fully when she already knows them? You don't want to say like, hi, my name's Rayanne, if they've known you for 3 years.
Right. Just, I know I'm not sure where you're going with that or because we haven't talked about it, but what I've seen work very well is saying, hey, you know what, thanks to the folks like you, the growth that's happened in my business has caused me to look at even greater support systems. And so we've moved support systems. So wanted to say hi, wanted to touch base, and wanted to know that, we've moved you over, or however you more eloquently say that, and bring it to them and just say, hey, you always have been important. Thanks for who you are. You've been important in the past. You're still important now. Look forward to growing with you from here forward. Go like crazy.
I agree. So what I did here really quick, let me name it 12-month newsletter. So this is an automation you can create, call it 12 newsletter. So I'm starting the automation with a tag, 12-month newsletter. Build it into the indoctrination series, which you can if you're starting from scratch. But this way, I can come back to her original indoctrination, just edit the back end, and I'm going to, instead of like straight up ending it after the 5th email, I'm going to conditions and workflows, start an automation. So I'm going to turn around. Why didn't it pick it up? Template, Gain Logic Fear. Is it turned on? Is this one turned on? That's turned on. Always got to have something go wrong. On.
Well, oh, you can't teach if everything just goes so smoothly.
Well, I refreshed it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
There you go. I refreshed it. Oh, you know what? It didn't change the name. I don't think I saved it. That's bad on me.
See, just a teaching point. Make sure that you save it every time. Save too often as opposed to less often.
Man, I remember back when like Microsoft Word Doc didn't do any automatic saves. and you'd be in high school and we'd be typing out this entire like thesis and you'd be going all day in class for an hour and a half. And then you would get up and forget to save and it'd be gone. Just gone. Now they have all these features to kind of help you bring it back. Okay, so back to indoctrination. So this kind of came back from, she was telling me she'd like to add these people. So instead of building the kind of like the newsletter on the back end of the indoctrination, I'm going to build it in a separate automation and just start the second automation inside of this one, if that makes sense. Does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So as soon as they get email number 5, they're going to immediately be added to this. Actually, I'm going to put a 1 day in here just so we don't get stack our emails there. Did you text me?
A while ago, but I was just looking at the live broadcast, or trying to see the live broadcast.
Okay. So what I'm going to do for her, and this one I want to stay the same because it's for everybody who's new. So right here I brought in the game logic fear, and that's to deliver her lead magnet. This one, they're going to get simultaneously. So this one and this one run at the exact same time.
Nice.
But the waiting period allows for them to never email on the same day. So when you look at the game logic fear in the sequencing, this one, the indoctrination is emailing on the days off from the game logic fear campaign.
Nice.
And my templates, they already just do that. But I also want, when I copy this one, I want to give her something for her shows. Yes, copy. So this is the new one. So everything is exactly the same. All her pictures are already in here. All her words are already in here. Her social media. This one is going to be...
just comes down to adding body then?
Changing the first one is going to be the big one.
Got it.
So we're going to change the trigger. Tag is added. I'm going to put MailChimp. MailChimp. So that when we bring over, we actually have a list to bring over, mostly all former clients, and we're going to change this email. This is her traditional, indoctrination, brand new one. So saying, my name is Rayanne Kane, that's a little weird because you already know each other, right?
Right.
Let's see. I know it has been a while since I emailed. Doing a lot. I'm doing some. I'm doing a lot. Good phrase, exciting phrase. I'm doing a lot of exciting things.
Lots of exciting things happening.
Oh, there we go. No, but there are a lot of exciting things. I don't like the word things. There are a lot of exciting
events, developments.
Boom. You're around for a reason.
Exactly. I think one of the things that I see a lot is people in their emails and their written communications work to be so formal, and the reality is, how would you talk to somebody? And I agree, words are important, so you want to find that right word. I'm not a fan of the word things either, but get the concept down and then go to,
this is true,
pump it, make it better.
Done is better than perfection.
I write a lot of stuff where I write it, set it aside, let it settle, come back to it.
No, that is great.
Because the other thing it does is it allows your brain to dump and to think anew. So many times we're holding so much stuff. It's not until we release it that it refills, comes with a new and bigger and better idea. Many times, most times actually.
Joining the pain relief movement sounded great to a new person, but not someone.
Hope your journey to pain freedom is going well.
Freedom from pain.
Fine.
Freedom from pain is going well. Here's another annoyance, like double stacking the word I or we or they. That's like a thing brought up from my English teacher, like mix it up. I hope your journey to freedom from pain is going well.
I actually work diligently to get rid of I, me, my, and mine and replace it with you and yours. Change the direction of the communication. As an example, that's how I get away from stacking it. Is I'm looking to position them in possession of the conversation, as opposed to me directing the conversation out to them. Quite frankly, that's the way you should be in virtually all conversations. That was a massive tip. We can shut her down right now.
Let me see what I've got going here. I've got messages coming in. I thought that was you, but that's a different message. Okay, back to this. Pain freedom has become my vision. It's watching those around me suffer needlessly has spurred me to start a pain relief movement. Getting people back to moving and living life to the fullest.
So does she have, playing a little catch up here, does she have a series of emails in there already, or have you preloaded a series of emails in there?
For the 12 months?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I don't
know. No,
know.
there's no emails right now. Okay. Here's what people end up doing though, and it's hard for even like seasoned marketers and affiliate marketers, oh my gosh, who send out emails every single day. I was talking to one of our students had in our more expensive, the We Coach Kyvio that was $2,000, and they email 8 times a day. Imagine sending 8 emails a day en masse to an entire group. It's crazy, but to come up with that much cool content takes so much like effort, and you have to like tell all these stories and mix them up a little bit, and so you're not saying the same things over and over again. So this way she's got some time. She's got at least a week to write 1 and then 2 weeks to write 2. But when she does it, she doesn't need, because she's a smaller business, she's, you know, mostly focused people at the immediate point that they're having a problem. So all she has to do is write a series, and then everyone can go through that series at their own time as they come in. So
makes sense.
A lot of it she can pull. She's already created a ton of content on the back end for her membership site where people can log on and for $10 a month, they can get movements that they can follow each day, like 5 minutes a day. It's kind of her big thing. If you breathe and move, I forgot, maybe eat right, breathe, move, something. You can be, those are the big things to being pain free, these little basic things. So no, she has no content except for the initial 10 days, but we'll have to write out content for her 12-month newsletter, and it can be once a week and she has to come up with 52, or it can be once a month, or start with once a month until you get more going, and then you can change the timing.
Right.
Me each week.
The other side of it is there are places where there are people who are really solid at writing this kind of technical and semi-technical information on pain freedom that is our outsource resources as well. So.
Mm-hmm. And with her, she's the same way. Like when you're talking about being the kind of the go-to person for vetted resources, once she builds a great level of trust with everybody in these emails, she doesn't have to just sell her product. In fact, this is all about adding value. So if there's a particular book that's about moving around and enjoying life and living pain-free, she can recommend that book. If there's a piece of equipment that would make their lives wonderfully great, like, I don't know, an exercise band or something that you can just pull between your arms while you're at a desk or something, those things she can recommend.
Wait. Like this flight bike. That's called Flight Bike. It sits underneath my desk, and I can actually, a friend of mine is the inventor of this.
Really?
Is that yep. Be a great product for her.
No, it really would, because it's something that's so easy. Like everyone thinks.
You were just describing exactly what's below my desk.
Are you pedaling over there?
I can, yeah.
We're just going to see your head jump around.
That's right. I go back and.
Well, everybody, that's actually wonderful, because everybody wants to buy these new standing desks or these desks attached to a treadmill, and I'm like, dude, they have these things you just put under your desk or sit on a ball. Like, don't get complicated.
Well, that's exactly what this is. She actually created it for DVTs on airplanes, keeping her legs going. She was doing a lot of flying, and so it was keeping blood flow while she was flying. So she developed this product. But that's what I'm saying. So part of the thing, this is another, again, I'm listening to a conversation here about Rayanne being able to offer something to somebody that could serve their need. That's all you're working to do, is align needs, wants, and desires with products, goods, and services. And having that expert relationship to be able to say, here's the thing that I found. Well, it's quite frankly what U+1 is. How can we identify one person who needs something with one person who has a solution and put them together? That's the fun of it all. I mean, yesterday I was, again, the reason for not being here yesterday is tying a person together with being able to supply them something that they needed to satisfy a market. It's the cool part of it all. It's actually what the speaking hacks are going to be on how to make more money while you're speaking when the lead magnet is done.
That is a pretty cool lead magnet. It's long, but it's so normally I wouldn't recommend like a 6-page super long lead magnet. I want something short and like quick win. But those are all quick wins. And there's so many lead magnets like on speaking and business development, stuff like that on the internet, but they're like one tip. And yours is like a really quick 101 tips.
Yeah, it's a lot. I was actually, again, reviewing what's already come through, and I'm not so sure that we don't make it a double lead magnet. Meaning, offering a portion of it or sectioning it out or, get the first 21 out of 101 tips, right? I don't know. It just came to me for discussion. You and I haven't discussed this yet, but I was just, you could almost create a series, not to get away from what you're doing here with Rianne, but just
so if you did a double, would you make the second half free for additional information, or would you sell it, or what would you do?
No, I think, if you want more, get more. I think you make it free. Again, if you're willing to give the 101 away in the beginning, why take and modify it? Now, I'm open to other thoughts.
I think I would do it. If you're on that path, I would suggest this down the road anyway. Again, there's certain things you just do first. I would make it a blog post. 101 speaking tips. You take the exact same copy, but you only give like 20. And then every like 5 or so, there's the first 20 are here free, or easy peasy. But if you want all 101, opt in here.
Yeah, I mean we didn't realize how cool Design Pickle, right?
Yep, Design Pickle.
We didn't realize, neither one of us, you or I, realized how cool Design Pickle was going to make that. And so as soon as they're doing an amazing job. So as soon as you start to see something like that, sometimes your original idea, that's why you got to be open to possibilities in this stuff, is go in with the original thought and take the action towards it, then take a look at what's showing up and then modify, evaluate it, look at it. I mean, that thing is pretty cool. When I started looking at the file and looking at everything, I went, dang, that's really cool. Now, but because it's cool, I mean, one of the things I started thinking about, size of total document, size of download, things like that. So then I went, well, I don't want to upset anybody because it's too good, it's too big. So what if we broke it up, or what if we went that way? So again, I'm not suggesting that that's necessarily right either. What you're seeing here on these lives is exactly what you do when you have conversations about your marketing or your lead magnets or your process. There's a lot of great information. There are a lot of things that work. It's what seems to be the best thing at this time. Nobody purposely puts out bad stuff.
That's true.
There's
a lot of bad stuff out there.
There's a lot of bad stuff out there, but they didn't go into it you know what? I'm going to put out some junk today.
You hope not. I think there's a lot of people. So doing this last MGI thing was the first time where I kind of I feel like really entered this affiliate marketer space. So I've always seen myself as an affiliate marketer without actually, I think, knowing what an affiliate marketer was. Like, I'm like you. I was like, I just want to be a trusted resource. So I'm not going to blast, hey, everyone should buy this product. Because honestly, I don't think everybody should buy this product, right? One, I want to test it, which is why I started reviewing AppSumo deals live.
Right.
Like, I turn the screen share on, and you get all kind of like my frustration, my cursing, like, what the world is this? So what the funnel? Because I wanted people to see, like, if it was a good, like, if I can't use it easily, then somebody like Rayanne is not going to be able to use it easily.
Right.
And so that's what I thought affiliate marketing was. But as I did this one launch, and there were affiliate marketers, a lot of them involved, it's a completely different world out there. Like, they push some content, man. And some of the things that they do is it's just get it done quick and dirty. It doesn't matter if you deliver this great value. It's just that there is some download that you've super hyped, and they just give it to you. And I mean, at least at that point, it's free, right? So, when you get garbage content, you just unsubscribe and you don't see them again. But one of our clients was showing us a competitor who did this great launch and showed me their page. and it was a terrible product. Terrible product that you paid $50 for a lifetime access to this application, and it promised the world, and it couldn't deliver.
Yeah.
Couldn't even remotely deliver, but they got your $47. They made, I think, a clear $200,000 in 1 week, and then they just go.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that there's stuff like that out there as well. I mean, that's where, you know, being integrous and, you know, having some morals behind you is do it the right way. So
Yes.
Work with the right people. Work with the right people. Do the right stuff.
How do you know who is and who isn't, though?
Well, I think that's I think all you can do is even do the best in that. I have, and I'm not doing this as a poor me or whatever, but I've been betrayed and dumped on as much as anybody else on the planet has been. You know, I mean, we all have at some time, you know, but again, you don't go into situations going, you know, I think this person's just you know, got this track record of being an absolute jerk, so I want to do business with them. You don't do that.
No.
I mean, check out resource. That's why, again, I go back to, you can make fun of me for the words trusted, vetted resource. No, you can. Go right ahead. But that's why you want trusted, vetted resources. Again, you'll notice every once in a while I check my phone or I do something because I know we got people watching this live. I just received a text from somebody who said, I know you recommended a company to me 6 months ago that we should work with. We weren't ready then. We're still not quite ready, but I lost the email that has their connection stuff in it. Can you reconnect us? Well, of course I can. You know, so again, what you have to understand is everything is a process. You just keep on working at it. We don't know how many people are going to watch these each day.
Nope.
We don't know what piece of information somebody's going to grab out of this that's going to make a positive impact in their business, their life, their this, their that. But what you can do is you can commit to give the best information you possibly can to serve somebody.
Sure.
Now, there are people, I've already had people come up and going, Scott, why are you doing this? Because I can, because I want to, because I want to help people, because Jena asked me to, because there's all sorts of reasons, right? So, you know, we're working to show that good people can create synergies to come together to do good work. It's what the Business Growth Network is about. It's what U+1 is about. It's what Warfare Marketing is about. Okay, those are all pretty good things. Nothing wrong with that, right?
No. And it's one of those, like, I don't know, I've gotten older now, and I feel like it's kind of like your job. Once you learn things and you get good at things, it's your job to, what was the, can't remember who said it. It's your job to send the elevator back down. Pick up a few younger people to educate someone else who's struggling.
Yeah, it's interesting that literally had a very similar conversation this morning, and that was that a friend said, it's really amazing how much problem millennials are having thinking and remembering things because they're not using their mind the same way that we used them. Well, what this comes down to is there's been changes in how we get information. As a boomer, our choice was to learn the knowledge, hold the knowledge, and own the knowledge in our heads. It's all we had. I mean, believe it or not, I remember.
Oh, I see what you're talking. I see where you're going now.
Yeah, it's not a slam. It's a realization.
You had to remember everything. There was no other way to do it.
There was no. I mean, a computer literally was an entire room And that was like a 356. And some people will sit there and go, what the hell is a 356? They don't even remember that, right? This was card punch days and all those kinds of things, right?
I remember floppy disks that were almost 12 inches by 12. I think they were 11 by 11.
They were the size of vinyl records. What the hell is a vinyl record?
Really careful. You
That's
couldn't
exactly.
move it, and you had to store it in this big box. And if you wanted to upload a DOS program, like a whole game, or like I remember I got Risk, the game Risk, in I think it was 8-bit color, so only 8 colors, and that was exciting. That meant it was better than green and black. And I think there was 11 discs that I had to insert before I could even upload this game. And then there was one disc I always had to have in if I played. And if I reached a certain level, I had to change discs.
That's right. Well, again, that's what I'm saying is that we have an entire generation now already that does not consume something from a book. They just don't. And so this friend was saying, he goes, I've even found my memory going because I just go to Google. And I said, well, the good news is everything you find on the internet is true. And he just looked at me and he went, okay, I get it. And I said, that's the point. We still have this want to have knowledge and want to convert to being able to find more knowledge faster. There are entire generations that the only way they know it is to have to go find it each time. Now that's really good when you're sitting at high download speeds, high upload speeds, and in a great area. But if you don't have access, guess what? You also don't have knowledge. And so I really believe that as boomers, one of the true opportunities that exist today is to be able to work with millennials and help them understand a little bit of balance of how that education happens. So my mentors passed it down differently than I'm passing it down. I'm doing it a couple different ways, hopefully. So again, I think that's part of what we're doing here.
I agree.
Kind of a long explanation on all that, but
nothing's worse than I think to a millennial. This is myself and millennial. Been looking at like your cell phone, and you have like my commercial real estate broker was just in here, and I'd had a similar experience, and he was saying him and his girlfriend got into a fight, and she just dumped him in the middle of nowhere. Like just said, get out of the car, and drove off and never came back. And he looked at his phone. He's like, I've only got 8%. And I'm not positive where I am exactly. I need my maps. You're running out, like you want to be careful who you call because you may only get one phone call.
That's right. Well, that's again, there are tremendous advantages to the amount of information and how we can get that information and all those kinds of things. There's some phenomenal things. At the same time, it's not so bad to hold a little knowledge and a little some of the stuff up in your noggin and be able to recite it. It was fun. It was actually funny. I was at a training about a week and a half ago, and I was sitting next to two millennials, and we were given the task to remember 12 words and 4 times in the day. And so I used a system: my head, my left ear, my right ear, my nose, my chin, my shoulder, my other shoulder, my hip, my knee, my foot, my foot. And so I just assigned the words down my body, and I could think through my body, and I could remember those words. And they were like, how do you do that? And I said, well, why wouldn't you want to know those words? I mean, we've been asked to memorize those words. And they looked at me like I had 14 heads. And
because
I said,
would want to memorize the words?
Well, but we were asked to memorize the words. The knowing the words were going to help us in the long haul. My point is, nobody's ever taught them I don't need to memorize anything because I can just go to my phone, or I can just go to the internet, or, well, you can, or you can just know it. It's not that hard to know it.
Boom. While you've been talking, I just imported 243 contacts from MailChimp.
Nice.
And make sure it works. Indoctrination, because I added a tag when I imported them, they all just got the welcome email. And in one day, they will get email number 2.
Nice.
3, 4, 5. And then before they do this, because she does not have any of her other emails written yet. Oh, you know what? The other automation, never mind. I put 100 days on it. So it has 100 days. It'll pull them in there until she gets them written. And I will make sure she writes those. So she now has 243 people from an old list.
Nice.
And I could even I could go here and say if else, actions, has clicked on the link, has not opened any email or campaign. And the reason for that is I don't want to keep mailing people who are not opening the emails. Like, don't be a jerk, right? We've kind of talked about this, have some integrity.
Right.
It's bad for deliverability rates. So her list, and she was really honest with me, is a little, some of them are old. Like some of them are a little newer, but some of these are really old clients that she hasn't seen like a year or two. If somebody marks as spam, so what was the company? Not SendGrid, not GetResponse. Zoho, I think, had a big deal. They had 3 spam complaints, 3, and they send millions and millions and millions of emails each and every day because they are a large CRM. They had 3 spam complaints in one day. They shut down the entire platform for 24 hours.
Wow.
For everybody, over 3 complaints. ActiveCampaign has done that with a client of mine, the bankruptcy attorney client of ours. He got hacked by a bot adding very real emails to his system. And so these people were getting, the same thing happened to me, but I send emails like, be a good person, stay motivated, here's how you can advance your business, right? Nobody's going to get angry at that, right? Here's our bankruptcy. We know you're in debt.
Oh, yeah.
So people marked it as spam, and ActiveCampaign almost completely shut them down. It took me 2 hours on 3 devices to keep them on board. So they take this very, very seriously. Like, it's not, if you get 100 spam marks. No, if you get 3, they shut down the entire program until they could figure out what was going on. So
Right.
by adding this simple if-then statement and putting the yeses over here where they continue to get the newsletter, and then I'm just going to put a dumping ground over here for 100 days. She can add, something else after that. But what I really want is her to evaluate each one of those people. She can click on here and manually select them all and delete them from the list or make them inactive contacts. Sorry, there's my phone. Bring window to front and stop. Sorry. But this way she has...
Is that one of those things on the wall with a cord?
No, it did copy. It copied that over, right?
All good.
It happens. But they did that. This little bitty thing you can install right here can change your ability to make sure you don't email somebody who's not even paying attention. So you can keep your deliverability rates up. ActiveCampaign stays happy with you. I cannot believe Zoho, I think it's Zoho, I'll have to look that up, shut down the entire platform. Everyone's email stopped going out. They did not warn anybody. They didn't tell anybody. And Kyvio, who actually has their own email setting for them as well, if you get, I think they said 2 spam marks, they're going to switch you over because it affects the overall delivery rate. So they're going to put all the spammers on one server. That's your warning. But your warning takes you to a completely different server that's garbage is going to have worse rates. And you want those open rates. So don't be a spammer. Don't be a jerk. So now she has all these automations. She now has 243 people going through. And she has other lists from shows that she can put through. And when she does that, she can just copy, just like we did with this one for the one for MailChimp. Copy this over again and just change that first email. And that's all you have to do. And now you can import all your contacts and you can start getting going. And then the only thing you have to do from that point is make sure all your funnels are put together. So I had one email directing them towards the home page. And I just want to make sure this, I'm not sure we ever came back and fixed this. That's field settings. Where's my field box? Huh. I normally have a field box. I got nothing.
Not sure what page that is. Is that the?
This is her
what
home
became
page.
The home page?
Yeah, it still has opt-ins in though because we want them ultimately. So let me try. Right. Button, video, image, social, form. I'm not positive there's a form box, so I'm going to come in here and create a form so I can change settings. So width, I want to be bigger. I have to copy that over now. I just thought it, just assumed it was done. No integration, subscribe to email list, ActiveCampaign. She's not connected with ActiveCampaign, that's why.
There we go.
That is it. Do integration. So cool, now you get to watch an integration. That would be important before anybody goes to her page.
Yeah, really. That it actually takes that information.
Mm-hmm. If you just go up here in settings and developer, you get the information you need. It is copy paste. Oops, wrong spot. You don't have to actually code anything. You just have to use secret long keys. And you're done. So that should be refreshing here in a second.
Nice.
I'm going to come over here and, oops, wrong page. Right here. I'm going to save this and refresh it. If something's not working, refresh it. No matter what it is, like Starbucks app, my daughter was having issues with it. You know, some first world problems right there.
Yeah, really.
I was like, just refresh the page, and it works. So these are going to be the lead magnet 3 easy techniques because I want to track where people are coming from. I don't think we actually have a thank you URL set up for her, do we? I'll come back and change that. Let me save this first. Oh, that was C, not save. Save. How many pages do I have open? I have home. I have contact me. I think that's where we're going to take them to next. We can duplicate that. And then start here should be her main core page. Cool. So I feel like this is almost in the last 10 minutes becomes cleanup, making sure everything is completely integrated so she can today start importing contacts and driving people to this page using things like Meet Leonard, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, and all those good ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so homepage me. Oh, we do have a thank you page. Let's see if it's prime time.
I think you had copied it over. I don't know the other details.
see what we got. Thank you for your interest. Your download is on its way to your inbox. Below is a video that walks you through the 3 steps to freedom from pain. Error. All right, so let's fix it. I think I know probably what the problem is.
Good catch.
It has no YouTube video. I don't think she put that together, and I don't know if she has it or not. I'm going to put a video in there from Business Growth Network. Remember that summit?
Yes, I remember that summit.
Rayanne was one of the speakers, so I'm going to borrow the video because she's talking about the same 3 things. Oh,
awesome.
That's the actual page. Videos. All right, let's just go to YouTube then. It's going to be that way to me. See what happens when you try to do stuff?
That's right. Stuff happens.
Stuff happens. Oh, I need to go to Creator Studio because I don't think those are live. They're unlisted. View all. There we go. So I'm going to put this here as a temporary placeholder.
Nice.
Save that for the YouTube. Just get it going. Something is better than nothing.
Right.
Save. It should take her back to contact, home. I don't know if this is the right page. Let's press that. Oh, we'll work on that. So
cool
everything
piece,
else
though.
looks good. This just needs a purchase thing at the join now. And it needs an offer eventually at the bottom, but right now we just want to get some contacts and get them going and get them cultivated. We're going to save it. Save early, save often. Mm-hmm. What did you call it? Save.
I said save too often as opposed to too few, I think.
There we go.
I think that's what I said. I don't know. That was like 35 minutes ago. My God.
You becoming a millennial?
That's right. I gotta, I just remember things. What? Seriously? No, I think it's a great challenge in our country, and I think it's a great, or quite frankly, world, and a great opportunity is to recognize it just is what it is. It's not being judgmental on it, but millennials have had a different learning style, which is they're learning to know where the knowledge is, as opposed to in my generation, we learned the knowledge. It's a different, just a different technique.
Yeah.
And we're always going to say there's an advantage to having the knowledge on board because that's the way we learned it.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't think so.
Lead a magnet and boom. So all we're doing here is going through and making sure each one of these are actual forms.
It just so reminds me of the phone on Andy Griffith.
Oh, Andy Griffith. Oh my God.
Sarah, make a call for me. Anyway.
Make a call for me.
What's that? What's Andy Griffith? Oh, God.
My grandmother used to watch that.
Yes, I know. We don't need to go into all that.
I was never a fan. What was the other black and white one she used to watch all the time?
Oh gosh.
Matlock.
Matlock was color.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was okay? There was another lawyer one that was
Raymond Burr, Perry Mason.
Perry Mason. That's it.
That was black and white. That was all in gray.
Let's see. Homepage. Contact me is going to have her scheduler. Thank you page has the video. Start here needs some editing.
Nice.
Same thing, but we're almost completely integrated. I have no idea why I didn't actually put a form block
in that area. We got 4 minutes to do it.
I want you to know I had the hardest time. Like, I love my email address and my website page. It's not a .com. It's a .marketing, warfare.marketing. But man, I had issues with AT&T. Our internet went down to like a crawl. And I tried to log in and I can't log in because it doesn't recognize my email as being a legit email address.
That's all these extensions are getting that way. We looked at actually with U+1, we looked at some other extensions as well. And you just start.
They're cool though.
They are cool. They are cool. There's some very interesting ones available.
Oh yeah, Google has some good ones too.
But people are conditioned.
My thing was like, if even Google is offering them, and Google was slow to the party, right? How is it everyone is like, all these web developers and designers have not recognized it yet in their standard coding practices, trying to make it to where, you know, you can't get to something. And I'm like, it's a real email. Like, you should add all the different possibilities it could be.
That would make sense, but then they would have to update what they have. You know, I mean, think about it back in the day, you know, think of all the progression. It was .com.
Yep.
Well, then net, then org, you know, well, then gov.
.us because it started filling up, and then you had like .ca for Canada, .it for Italy.
Yep. And so it's, and yet all the Canadians, you know, would get a .com and the Italians would get a .com. They would get them both. But, you know, because .com was recognized as the commerce extension.
Yeah. All right. So all these, Jena, test at warfare.marketing, pain-free fast.
Nice.
Up on my thank you page, staring at my own face.
Nice.
That'll work. And then if we go over here, always test before you send traffic.
Go over and actually check to see if you received it.
Yeah. Here's all the new subscribers we uploaded. Here's my original test. I'm just going to look up the word test. That's why I always put test in it. There it goes. Oh, wait, that's my old one. This is the new one. So it does this. It auto-populates like my first name twice if there's no last name. API was how it came in. It added me to this list. And the other thing, 3 easy techniques that I'm going to add. So everything is working. Subscribe to a list. If I go over to automations, I should be getting these emails from her now. Oh, you know what? Pain management tips. See, this is why. Little things. If I go over to this one, did we ever set this up? Nope, we didn't. See why we subscribes to list. Continue. This would be lead magnet list. Add start.
Nice.
Before anything happens, I want to start an automation, or You know what? I already did that. Wait 5 minutes, then subscribe to pain management. So that's why I didn't get in that other one, is it's going to wait 5 minutes. So that was the only one I'm missing. That one is done. I don't think we worked on this one. No, this one's still me. So I'm going to put a wait 100 days till we get that done, and then I'll delete that. So everything is now plugged in and working, and he just has 3 more emails to edit that will drive them. And the reason we're waiting is the only thing missing now on her funnel to be really completely done is one that is for purchasing. So these are kind of like her core pages, and this one will have some from purchasing as well. But we need to create one, and this will be part of her contact me. One, we want them to schedule, right? Give 20 minutes, because if you can get somebody on the phone, that's awesome. The other one is then we're going to turn around and sell. She has a back-end membership. So one of the biggest complaints was how much she cost. As a medical massage therapist, people are in pain, but that doesn't mean insurance always covers it, which is
right.
Kind of no bueno, but whatever, that's a whole other conversation, right? But this way, they would complain because she's $95 a session with no insurance. That's no bueno. This one would be $10 a month, and she'll make live videos for people, put them on the back-end membership so only clients can get them.
Nice.
They're paying, but it's $10 a month. And Rayanne, I am so proud of her. She's, what was the word you used for older people? Experienced?
Mature.
Mature. She's more mature. She knows how to use a green screen and film, and she has the background and use microphones. She learned how to do the editing in Camtasia, like editing with a green screen.
Wow.
She has like this big old fancy podcast, like microphone setup. She's like really taken it to the next level. And I'm like so proud of her for that. Like there are young people who let that tech stack hold them up. And she was just like, no, I'm going to figure it out. And she did.
That's where we are today. I mean, we just need to use what's available. Make it happen.
And a big part of that is, just kind of working with all these people. It's hearing all their excuses drives me insane. Dwayne, mature sounds good. But the thing that I hear all their excuses like, oh, I don't know how to use a microphone, or I don't know which kind of microphone to buy, or I don't know how to set that up, or I don't know how to video edit. Video editing has never been so easy today compared to where it was just like 5 years ago.
Oh, heck yeah.
They complain about tech stacks, and I'm like, you just get something that integrates well. You get something that's easy, and you don't have to code. That exists now, right? What are some of the other? What are my other ones? Oh, well, I don't want to build a funnel because then I'll be inundated with leads, and I can't support that many people. It's like, wait, what?
That's why there are plenty of people that will help you. Just go ahead and get the leads.
But that's his roadblock to not building out a funnel, is he might have too many leads who want to become clients.
Well, believe it or not, fear of success is actually a fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of success. It's a huge.
Dwayne, I was not talking about you, by the way. Not trying to drive you crazy. That's interesting. Fear of success. Like, I think that's probably a very, Noah St. John head trash. A big piece of head trash is that we don't deserve success, or we can't handle success. What a terrible.
Or what? Yeah, it's one of those things that, believe it or not, unfortunately holds people back. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success are the three. I actually do a talk called The 11 Great Fears, 8 for them and 3 for you. And your customer has 8 fears, but you have 3: fear of success, fear of failure, fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Rejection doesn't exist. The only one who can reject you is you. That's not possible. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Nobody can make me feel inferior without my consent." So the fact is that rejection only exists within you. Nobody can reject you. It's not possible. You have to accept it in order to have that happen. Fear of failure, there's no such thing as failure. There's not getting it right. There's having some issues. There's a lot of other things, but nothing's a failure until you quit. And then there's fear of success. Gosh, if all of a sudden I make a bunch of money, I'm going to have more family that calls me, and I'm going to have friends that want me to do this, and I might have to get over it. It's like, but those are true. Those are true fears. I literally do one of the presentations I do is the 11 great fears. That's 8 for them, 3 for you.
We'll have to have you come in one day and do it for everybody on live.
We can do it.
We're at 10:06.
Well, let's get out of here then.
I know.
We got stuff to do.
I hope everyone kind of caught that. We built out a really full opt-in funnel. So that was the big fear. As people are like, there's no way you can build a good, complete funnel in 1 hour. And I'm going to call true on that one, because on these we're spending a couple more days. But I'd rather do just a few people that we're taking in from all the leads we're getting to do their funnels for free, but do a really great job, even if that takes us 5 hours to do it. Again, back to fear. If you're like, I can't build a funnel, one day, take one Saturday, and instead of like lounging and Netflixing all day, build you a sales funnel.
Don't binge. Binge on your funnel instead.
Binge on your funnel. I love that. I'm adding that to a list of things to say. Binge on your funnel.
That's right.
I'm going to have that like framed on the wall. Binge
That's what
funnel.
it is.
Awesome.
All right. We'll do it again tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, guys, and everyone for joining. Thanks, Dwayne, for visiting. And thank you, Scott, as always.
My pleasure. See you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.